This is not just a thank you video. I've got some important stuff to share with you relating to the superstructures that I featured in the previous video to this one. But first, this channel has reached 1 million views in just over a year, and I'm absolutely made up by that. Incredible. So that's that. Thank you so much. It's so appreciated. And you know, some people say when you start a project like this, it always starts off really enthusiastic and full of power, and after a while it starts, you know, fading away. Well, this is the opposite direction, because the more support that comes in, the more enthusiastic I get, and the more this project develops, the more enthusiastic I get. That's really the way it's going. So thank you very much. So now let's get to this important point, and I just want to share with you that I made a big mistake, and the mistake is, see this undercut here? It's too big. It's too long. This is the new one that I've done, and if I put these together, you can see that the undercut on this top one is a lot shorter than the undercut on the bottom one. I've done an entire video back where I document very clearly the development of this walkway on the 1/25th scale. This is the video, and there is a link in the description to that video. Okay, so let me show you how that works. I'm going to lay out the 1/100 scale section of the saucer section and just show you this. Here's that portion of the saucer section, and if I go down close again, this area here, this cutaway, is where the undercut will go in, and this is the old version of the superstructure. I've just laid it down flat, and you can see that the curvature begins here and travels all the way across and finishes here. But this cutout has gone too far in, and I'll be really honest with you here, I've got no idea why I did that, because that cutout should finish right here. So you can see it just goes a lot further in. I've got no idea. I don't know, something must have gone a bit bonkers, but I've got no idea why I cut it out all the way down to here. But anyway, this is incorrect. This is correct. And now if I place the new corrected, adjusted superstructure to that, you can clearly see there. So now we have the undercut, which travels only across to that line and not all the way in. Why is that so important? The reason it's so important is because where this superstructure starts going down here, this is actually the beginning of deck 8, the recreation level on the Enterprise. So this is the beginning of deck 8, and if it begins here, it means that deck 8 is too small, and it looks both incorrect from the outside as far as the external dimensions of the ship go, and also there isn't the internal space, because with the incorrect version, this would be the size of deck 8. With the correct version, we can see now that deck 8 has a much larger surface area. So like I say, I'm really glad that I caught that when I did, and thank you for your input in the comments section. I really love the interaction that comes in from the followers now. It's so cool. So now let me introduce Mr. White, this very important guy. He's only a tiny guy, but his role in this 1/100th scale is big, and I'm using him in all of the work on this 1/100th scale model. So there he is, stood within one of the corridors, and with this undercut, I'm using him as a guide, so when he gets right to the middle of that undercut, you can see that he can still walk along that space. Thank you, Mr. White. Mistakes happen. This was a lot of work. Quite a common question that is coming in the comment section now is, Why am I doing a finished 1/100th scale model and then doing a finished massive 1/25th scale model? This is why. This is why. Because at this scale, I can get an overview of the ship. I can see the whole thing, and I can see something that maybe I've done wrong that I can correct sooner, hopefully, than later. Whereas if I'm just going straight into this 1/25th scale model, it's huge. The diameter of the saucer is 17 feet. The finished model will be 40 feet long, 11 feet high. When it comes to building that, this 1/100th scale model will be an absolute blueprint, and all of the mistakes, any corrections that needed to be made, any problems encountered will be encountered in this. Let me know what you think in the comment section about this. I really enjoy the interaction, and as always, I'm going to say it, you have to say it: like, subscribe, boom boom bang, become a patron, maybe even buy me a coffee or 500 coffees, whatever, okay? I hope the video finds you well. See you soon in about 7 days with progress on this. Bye for now. Dun, 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 dun.